Absolutely.
I have more than
Yeah.
my parents. My parents had more than their parents. Their parents had more than their parents.
Right.
And more is a relative thing, of course. But
Right.
but things continue to get better.
Right. Right. And here's the problem. Today, as a politician, you can never run saying things are better. If you notice, even Obama, when he ran in 2008, nobody's running on saying stuff's great. I'm going to do this. It's, man, everything's terrible. You need me. I'm going to fix it.
Yeah. Because politicians believe that people need a savior.
I didn't even like Obama in 2008. Like, I liked him in his primary because he was more realistic than Clinton. Clinton was promising all this nonsense, and Obama was promising it, but going, well, hold up, wait up. It's not going to be that easy. And he won. But then he got in the general election, and he started talking all this nonsense. And I was like, you're not going to do all that. No one can do all that. I liked him more in 2012. He was, hey, look, it's going to be a hard road. We're doing better than we did before. We just have to be realistic. And all these liberals are like, oh, man, he sucks. He sold out. Oh, man, he's not offering this. I mean, he's telling you the truth, man.
Yep.
And this whole idea that the American worker is so destitute, so poor,
that's
can't afford this and that.
It's ridiculous. I'll tell you right now,
and
it's ridiculous.
Both sides are saying it. Both parties are saying it.
Yep, they are. They are.
And it's given rise to extremism. That's why extremists have more say. Because, I'm driving through U City and South City. I don't see anyone starving. I don't see anyone. I'm not saying there aren't people who are struggling. Let's help the people who are struggling.
Yep.
But I'm seeing all these the middle class is evaporating. Everyone's. No, it's not.
No, it's not.
I'm seeing more middle. How are people buying these $400,000 homes if the middle class is evaporating?
Exactly.
People are buying $200,000 and $300,000 homes in South St. Louis.
Yep.
They're like in their 20s.
Yep.
They're 28, 27.
Yep.
But yeah, everyone's destitute. Okay.
Well, hey, quick question so we can wrap this up.
Yep.
What is the solution that the Greyfalcon has to not solve this problem, but
Right.
what is the path forward, so to speak, that we need to take to try to get better from where we are with the whole cancel culture, woke culture mentality?
So the first thing I would say is let's look at the fact that let's not giving these extremists too much power. I said something about 10 years ago to my friend. I don't know if he picked up on it, just happened. We said that instead of like, you hit on it earlier, instead of like calling them the left or the right or call them that, let's point out the one fact. And this is something that's devastating to both of their cases. They're actually the same side. Instead of treating them like different sides, like, oh, they're on our side, but they're extremists. Oh, they're on my side, but they're extremists. But overall, no, the extremists are on the same side with each other. We need to treat the extremists with more, I'm not saying hateful, but with more criticism and with more challenge than we treat people who say they're a different party but have our same values. In other words, there's a Republican and I, we have, like you and I, we have some different political orientations.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to an extremist on the left or the right, we'll tend to see them and deal with them and how they're the same from a distance, even though we might have some different issues on certain things, abortion, what have you. Instead of saying, well, they're the side, they're the Republicans or we're the Democrats, forget that. Let's look at what we agree on, and then let's look at the people on our side who are absolute lunatics and be like, well, wait a minute. Maybe you guys are working with the extremists on the other side to keep us all fighting so that you guys stay relevant. I think when we shine light on that, we can see some really good positive change.
I would agree with that, and I would add something to that. Even these extremists, I am 100% against canceling all these extremists.
Oh, absolutely.
And I'll tell you why. because I want them to continue to talk. I want them to continue to post because I want to see what they're up to. And that is the most damning thing you can say about a person. Not, well, I think that, and he believes that. No, look at his quote. This is what he said. So obviously this is what he means.
Yeah, I'm totally against taking Alex Jones off YouTube and all that. I hate that stuff, man. Mm-hmm. I'm against banning white supremacists from the internet.
I want to see what they're up to.
Right. I mean, they'll just get on the dark web. Why ban them? You don't like them, so you ban them. That doesn't make any sense.
That's ridiculous.
I'm totally in agreement.
Mm-hmm.
Let them say whatever it is that they want to say.
So you can see what they're really about. So if the Greyfalcon says, hey, XYZ white supremacist believes this because this is what he said. See, here's the quote.
Right.
That holds a whole lot more water than, well, I think that. Okay, that doesn't mean anything. Yep. Right.
And pretending that their existence is making people violent, nah, man, it's much more complicated than that.
It is.
It is. So that would be, but that to me, that's like you said, more speech.
Yeah.
Yep.
And as far as the crime and the whole violence thing, who doesn't who doesn't do crimes, who doesn't kill people? It's people who have a 40-hour-a-week job.
Right.
Because if you have a good job, you've got enough, and at the end of the day, you're too tired to raise Cain.
Right.
Help the economy. And again, I'll use that term I love to use. The rising tide lifts all ships.
Yeah, and you don't want to lose what you've gained.
No.
Why would you do that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. James Greyfalcon, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy Saturday to be on the show. I appreciate it. Are you still doing a thing or two with Jamie Allman every now and then?
No, and then it's been a while. I'm kind of letting them. They're having another phase of. I'll wait for them to get a little less worked up. They're, I let them cool down a little bit so we can focus on things we kind of agree with. So, which is nowadays kind of rare, but as far as them cooling down, but yeah, it's always in the works.
Very good.
It's always an option.
Very good. Hey, thank you so much for your time. Have a good weekend.
All right. Thank you.
Take care. All right. Well, that's it. We're done. JamesStrongShow@hotmail.com. That's the email address. Send me your email address. I will send you a link to the podcast. You can download it and listen to it at your leisure, or just go ahead and go to the sites where you normally get your podcasts. I'm there, James Strong Show. That's it. We're done. Until next time, this is James Strong saying adios.